Shut up and sit down.
I hope you're enjoying our study on the 7 statements I wish someone had shared with me before I started selling. Now, again, nobody did share this stuff with me, and probably no one has shared it with you till today. But I want to challenge you to share with me the things you wish someone had shared with you that we did not cover in this video. I'd really like to hear from you on this. So my direct email is going to be listed on the screen. So please email me your suggestions, and maybe we could even do a video together on this one day. Now, in our lesson so far, we've looked at the first 3 statements. Lead with questions, not answers. Engage in dialogue, not debate. Perform autopsies, not funerals. Those are all things that would have made me a better salesperson. And I wished I had learned them at the feet of a teacher rather than in the school of hard knocks. I submit to you, life in general would have been better that way. But there's a 4th statement that is foundational to our consideration today. Build insulation systems, not a culture of isolation. You can't live in isolation. Now, let me give you a little context here. Here in Michigan, we just have gone through the first day of shelter in place, and that was declared by our Governor Whitmer yesterday. So I guess the you can't live in isolation theme really isn't true. I guess we're all going to have to live in isolation for a little while. Hopefully not that long. But think to a non-coronavirus time when I talk about isolation and insulation. Now remember, I'm speaking to you, your sales leaders. You're the frontline soldiers out there. You cannot isolate yourself from the crowd. You can't stay above it all. It's not okay to hide. Producers are out there on the front lines. They're the foot soldiers of change, and they need more than just support from their general. They need you by their side. They need you as a sales manager, having their back, encouraging and building, and you're doing that as a business owner just by supplying training like this, but they need more of that. They need you. They can't live in a culture of isolation because they cannot live in a culture of insulation. You have created an amazing team. Have lunch with them and ask, so how's it going today? And listen for their answer. And create a culture of involvement beginning today. They need more than a paycheck. They need your love. You say, man, I wish somebody told me that a long time ago. I've made some terrible mistakes, and I have made some mistakes as a business owner and some regrets. Now, I needed to have insulated myself and my teams from outside threats, but I never should have promoted a culture of isolationism. That mindset is destructive. We really do need each other out there. So I wish this is something someone had taught me before. And here's another one. Be the disruptor, not the disrupted. In some ways, I look at sales as a game. It's not life and death. I used to think it was like a battlefield. Life and death, fight till somebody dies. Now, we still go home to our families. And to treat it like a game in some measure has added a different dimension to my approach that works for me. But I don't teach it all the time because it may not work for you. But I'm just being honest here. This is something that I have learned over time. And I'll tell you this. It's not a game to your competition. They're ready to crush your skull and will lie, cheat, misrepresent, steal your quotes, diminish you, imply things about you, take things out of context about you that make you look really bad. They think that makes them look really good. And as we've learned in our study, it doesn't do that at all. The stink sticks to them even more than they intended that stink to be on you. Do not sink to the level of their stink. I have found that to answer not a fool according to his folly means that if we violate that, we now have 2 fools in the same room. How do we do it? Kill them with kindness. This is a disruption that most people cannot deal with. They deal in falsehoods, in innuendo, outright deception, because it's all they know. But they don't know how to handle you when you respond like a good human, one with character. You're going to disrupt their world. Be the disruptor, not the disrupted. It will set you apart as a person of integrity, high character, and good morals. Statement number 6, be driven by processes, not results. Now, Get ready for a little repetition. When I started in this business, nobody told me how important really great processes would be to my success. Processes are specific, measurable, achievable, results-oriented, and timely. They're smart. They're the key to everything. I love that stuff, but I really zone in on measurable and repeatable. If you can't measure it, you'll never know how well the process is performing for you. If you can't repeat it, you'll never enjoy any sustainable success. So here's what I mean when I suggest that I wish someone had shared with me earlier in my sales career that I should be as concerned with the process as I am with the result. I build a process that sets an achievable goal, measures a repeatable result every day. Make it about outbound quote volume or call volume or quote volume or internet lead processing or setting follow-up processes, sales training agendas, etc. If I do all of this every day of my sales month, I don't have to worry about the results. The results will take care of themselves. Today in offices where I manage, there's not a single piece of paper, incoming or outgoing, that is not subjected to the filter of a process manager. We ask ourselves questions. Why would we spend 50 cents on postage on that when we don't have to? We could send it by email. We micromanage every movement in our office and verify that every movement is specific, so that it is specific, measurable, achievable, results-oriented, and timely, or repeatable and timely. If it doesn't funnel through that filter, it's not a process, it's only a practice. Now, practices are okay. I'm not down on practices. But when a practice can be broken, a process is more of a promise to myself that cannot be broken. It must be accomplished exactly the way it was prescribed, or I violate my own system and I hurt the effectiveness of the task I had intended. Show me the value of your processes. Tell me why you use them every day. Demonstrate them in your dedication to their performance. You do all of this, and I guarantee you one thing: you'll never have to worry about production again. Production will take care of itself. This may be the best advice I've ever received and given. It may be exactly what you need to hear today. Now, I only have time for one more today, and this is the last thing I want to tell you that I was never told when I started in this business. Here it is. Live in confidence, not arrogance. Live in confidence, not arrogance. Again, I have so many more to share with you, like declare hope in, not hope so. Deliver integrity, not intensity. Distribute quality, not quantity. I mean, I could go on for a decade here. And I would love to speak with you more about some of those statements, but I'm almost out of time. So this is the last one: live in confidence, not arrogance. And this is a real challenge for us. For most people, according to many surveys I've seen, the number one reason they don't do business with you is arrogance. It's what they say. It's what your customers say. Demeanor sucks. Now, I don't mean you. I mean you. There was a survey conducted not that long ago, maybe 6 to 8 years ago, but the principles are still true, so I want to share it with you today. It was specific to auto salespeople, but the number one reason that customers said they didn't purchase from a specific dealership wasn't the dealership or the unavailability of a car. They wanted the color, the best financing, the price and product of the automobile. It was the salesman, and drilling down, the number one reason they gave, 68% of the time, here's the word they used: arrogance. It is such a major turnoff. And I think we all know confidence is king here. We're no good without it. That's a no-brainer. We all get that. But here's my question to you. How do you know the difference between the two in your life? And the answer is, you can't. You're the worst judge. I can judge it in your life. I'm great at that. But I'm not a good judge in my own sales life. Now, my ex-wife thought she was a good judge, but the best judge to determine whether you're leaning toward arrogance or confidence, ready, you're not going to like it: your sales results. Trust your results on this one. If you're not achieving enough related to your sales, it's one of two primary reasons. Either, number one, you're either coming across as something other than confident, or secondly, you're not getting in front of enough people. It's that simple. I know close rate, the weather, agency economics, gas prices, failing deodorant. I get it. Those are all excuses. I know they have some merit. We can all cry about it. We can all hold hands and sing "Kumbaya, my Lord, Kumbaya." We can all make each other feel better about feeling badly, Or we could assume I'm right. Now, if I am right, and I'm not always right, but I've learned some things in the last 20 years. Maybe we need to either get in front of more prospects or number two, self-correct that thing about us that needs work. And for some of you, probably not that many of you, it's probably not arrogance. It could be self-pity. Maybe you're beating yourself up and the result is lack of self-confidence. But there are two spectrums here. It doesn't have to be extreme arrogance or extreme confidence. Maybe something in the middle just isn't jiving. I'm trying to be your friend today, and I'm telling you that if this is you and your sales results aren't where they should be, don't give up. It just means that, like the rest of the world, where you are today just needs work on. But if the stuff that you need to work on is the stuff that customers consider most in their buying processes, then we must work quickly and powerfully with the correction. You're in a good place, team. Identification is the first step toward improvement. I have failed at all 7 of these statements more often than I've succeeded in my sales career. And I'm willing to put myself out there and embarrass myself and to tell you that. But I've learned from my mistakes. Now, whether I've self-corrected or I got corrected, I've taken action and I've improved. I've not sold nearly $80 million in insurance premium in my career by accident. I'm not bragging. I'm applying for the job of sales coach and mentor in your life. Please don't just hear me. Trust me, I can save you a lot of time. I've shared with you today the mistakes I've made so that you can learn from mine. Things I wish someone had shared with me before I ever got into this business. They've been shared with you. And many more. And team, I would love to hear back from you again. Thank you so much for your great attention. I love you. I'll see you in our next episode.